Let us chant this Vedic mantra, then we will start discussing about the second part of the Vishishta Advaita by Ramanuja. Om Bang Me Manasi Pratisthita Mano Me Bachi Pratishthitam Aviravirma Idhi Vedasya Ma Anisthaha. May my speech be fixed in the mind. May my mind be fixed in the speech. And then they said, O Atman, do thou manifest thyself unto me. May my mind and speech be fit to reveal the knowledge, so that we can understand and then we can express, because it's a very subtle type of knowledge. So this is the prayer. Then he is taking the promise. Ritam badishyami Satyam badishyami Tanmam abatu Tad bhaktaram abatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The ritam badishyami, the right I will speak, the truth I will speak. Satyam badishyami. Rita and Satya. Rita is the eternal law that I will accept and speak about. And Satyam badishyami, whatever is the truth, that also. Tanmam abatu, may Brahman protect me. It's not the God protect me. So may Brahman protect me. So that is the consciousness. And tad bhaktaram abatu, may Brahman protect the preceptor, the one who is teaching me. May Brahman protect him too and also protect me. This is a wonderful prayer. And on the basis of this prayer, the Veda, the revelation of the truth. And that revelation of the truth, because it is difficult for ordinary people to understand, so some of the great minds, they have come, they have explained. And while they are explaining in their own way. So obviously, things are becoming little different. Now we are studying Vishishta Advaita. Now in Advaita philosophy, there are many schools, and this discussion is going on at present, Vishishta Advaita, and the propounder and the founder of this system is Ramanuja Acharya. His name is Ramanuja. Acharya means the teacher, so it is added, Ramanuja Acharya. Shankara is the name, Acharya is the teacher, added. Shankaracharya, like that. And in Vedanta we find Shankara, he is propounding on the Advaita. We will come to that philosophy again in the next classes. And Ramanuja, he is Vishishta Advaita. Why Vishishta? Special, we will discuss that today. And we have given the definition, but today we will understand why he is telling like this. And Ramanuja was born in 1017, and this is 2017, exactly 1000 years after we are discussing about his philosophy, that is Vishishta Advaita. It has influenced a lot of people. Particularly in the southern side, you will find the people are following him knowingly or unknowingly, because he said that God is there and you have to pacify God, make God happy with the chanting. That is why the southern region of India, they go for chanting, they like it, they learn it, and they will memorize it right from the childhood days. They will be memorizing and they will be chanting that. Why? Not knowingly actually, but the conception is if you go on praising God, God will bless you. That is Ramanuja's conception. And then comes the Nimbarka, Dvaita Advaita philosophy. Maybe in some classes we will discuss about the other, not much popular, Dvaita and Advaita. Both are in the same. Then Madhva philosophy, that is purely Dvaita philosophy. We have already discussed that. God is completely separate, I am completely separate, I can never become God, I have to have only the mercy of God. That is the way he mentioned. Then comes Ballava Acharya. This Ballava, Suddha Advaita Vedanta, is a pure Advaita. And then comes the Chaitanya. The Chaitanya is a Achinta Bheda Abheda Bhada. All are Vedanta. Achintya, that you cannot think of. And Veda, it may be differentiated. Aveda, you cannot differentiate. That is the theory of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is a nice way they have explained, but very little differences. Main difference is Shankara, then our Ramanuja, and also Madhva. Shankara and Madhva, the sky and the earth, like that difference. And in between is Ramanuja. We were studying the Ramanuja philosophy. Out of the 6 schools, the 3 are very famous, and maybe someday the other 3 we will also discuss. Vishishta Advaita, as we have already, I don't know whether you remember or not, I have also forgotten. So, because in between the class there were so many other things came, Durga Puja and many other things, so it is like this. But just to remind, Vishishta Advaita, Ramanuja is giving 3 tattva theory. What is that theory? Because he is telling entities are 3. Why we are studying the philosophy? Because understanding philosophy will be easy for us to assess our own mind. What type of thoughts are going on in my own mind? And it sharpens our decision also mind. Naturally the decision will be perfectly. So this way, the Ramanuja, he gives the 3 tattva. You may remember, as because regularly you are attending as a student of philosophy, the main problem of the philosopher is to explain 3 things. What are the 3 things? Who can remember? Creator, creation, and the relation. And now, how they will do that? Creator, creation, and the relation. Who is the creator? I have not seen creator. But how I will understand that there is someone as a creator? So then again pramana. You have to have the proof. Pramana means proof. What is the proof? Direct pramana. Pratyaksha. Direct. As Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is coming and telling, believe me, there is God. You can see him, you can talk to him. Why? Pratyaksha, he has done it directly. So with great conviction he can say. And then, whether the Sri Ramakrishna is telling the truth or not, how we will understand? So we go for inference, the indirect way. A person coming and talking about God, but at the same time his behavior, his other things are not very clear. So obviously we can understand. But when Sri Ramakrishna comes, Jesus comes, Buddha comes, all other people, they are bound to accept him. Though the other people are more educated, more intelligent, more established. comparing with Sri Ramakrishna and particularly Sri Ramakrishna and Jesus. They never attended any school, but whatever they said, no one can say wrong. Interpretations are different. I am not talking about that. Many people interpreting it, but when they say directly, as Sri Ramakrishna said, you can see God. With promise I am telling you. You can talk to God. As Jesus said, if you are pure-hearted, you will see God. There is no differences. Now this interpreter comes, theology. They say, what do you mean by purity? You have to go and bathe in the particular river, Jordan, because Jesus was nearby. And the Jordan is in the hand of somebody else. So go and fight with them. So first capture the river, then deep in that, get the... It's nothing like that. Nothing like that. The purity is completely different. We are explaining in a different way. This is the main thing. So the problem with the philosophers is this. Now, here the Vishishtadvaita, the Ramanujacharya, he is telling there are three tattva. What is that tattva? The principle. Entities. What? Brahman, or Ishvara, or Sreshi, or Shariri. He is giving different names. Look at it. Ramanuja, he is telling Brahman or God. For Ramanuja, Brahman is Vishnu and nothing else. We will come to the conclusion today. The Brahman is personal God. He is a God. He is having some qualities. So that is Ramanuja. The first tattva, first entity, first thing that we must accept, that Brahman, he is taking the name Brahman because it is in the Veda and he is based on Veda. That is God, and that is also Shariri. Inside our every being, there is something which is called consciousness. So that is also the same God or Brahman. Chaitanya, Atma, in different names we call it. So this is first. Second, Jiva. Jiva means we. So look at it. First is the creator, and second, the created one. What is called Jiva? Jiva is Chit. They are also conscious, not that they are not conscious. We all are conscious. And also they call Sharira. This is the body. The consciousness inside is the God. And because of that, we are thinking that we are conscious. So this. And then Prakriti or Chit. There are things there, many things, they are not conscious or Chit. In Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, they say everything is conscious. Right from the Brahman down to the blade of grass. But here, that you have to notice, here Ramanuja is telling, no, the conscious being are different, or Chit, or they are not having the conscious, this is the all this, and then the Brahman or the God. These are the three things. These three together, completely, all these 1, 2, 3, this is called Tattva Traya. That is very famous in Ramanuja's philosophy, Tattva Traya. Majority of the people, the philosopher, when they will be talking, they don't mention all this. They will say Tattva Traya. So Tattva Traya, the reference means these three: Brahman or God, and Chit, conscious being, or Chit, unconscious being. Ramanuja's doctrine of Sharira and Shariri, body and the soul relationship, relation between Brahman and the manifested being. Ramanuja is giving a theory. In the Gita, those who have studied the Gita, you know, Kshetra, Kshetrajna. Same thing we hear in Ramanuja, Sharira and Shariri. So one is Kshetra, means this body. The moment you take out the consciousness, this body is nothing but Achit. So Kshetra and Kshetrajna, one who knows about these is me. The Krishna is telling, I am that. Sarva Kshetreshu Bharata, I am present in everything. So that is, it says, Ramanuja says, body and the soul. Body is unconscious. It is made of different things. Panchatattva is there. But inside the consciousness, that is very, very important. There's sometimes some people, they are confused. What we can do? Because the consciousness is not there. But still that is there. Clinically, life is there. Shall we take all the support out or continue it? It's a very terrible condition. So what to do, what not to do? One of our Swamiji, he was in that condition and he was thinking what to do. Then suddenly they decided, as because consciousness is the main thing, it is not there. It will never come back as before. Unnecessarily dragging just for the survival of this body, it's not necessary. Withdraw the support. One Swamiji over here in Hollywood, he wrote, if you see that I am unconscious and going to continue like that, do not give any external support. Let me die in a normal way. So that means this body actually cannot support us. There is something which is conscious. So we cannot directly, we cannot understand, but inference we can understand. So the Pratyaksha, Anumana and Shabda. The Pratyaksha, Anuvana and Shabda Pramana. If somebody is doubtful, I am taking out all the support and my own person is going to die, this is cruelty, isn't it, Swamiji? Then I told no, rather opposite. Shabda, I told him and give the references. See, this has happened to our great Swamis. This has happened to the Swami here. So this is there. So that means Pratyaksha, direct. Another is inference. This is this. This body is not going to come back in the previous form. So unnecessarily he is just lying down as almost like dead, but only clinically he is surviving. So what should we do? So the Shabda, the references, the words of some respected person, so you can take the decision. So these three pramana is very important. Pratyaksha, direct, another inference, and finally Shabda. So these three pramana Ramanuja has applied, and on the basis of that he said Tatta Traya, the three spatial the entities. One is God, another is Jiva, another is Prakriti. How he could say that? Directly, his knowledge, inference, and then also Shabda. What is the Shabda? Ramanuja gives great importance on Shabda. Why? It is Veda. You must have to understand Veda. And in the Purva Mimamsa, another philosophy that we are studying, they said, except Veda, we are not going to listen to anyone. If it is there, I am going to accept. So that is also there. The Ramanuja said, body and the soul, that is Sharira and Shariri, this is the philosophy. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, he is quoting from there, Ramanujan, taking the support of the Shabda. He who dwells in all beings, but is within them. That is, in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, I am not quoting the Sanskrit one, only English. He is living with that, he is within, whom none of the beings know. No one can know him, whose body is all beings. Now, those who have studied Swami Vivekananda can imagine how he is telling what is God. Circumference is everywhere. He is present in everywhere. That is God. So when we talk about the God, what is God? In everywhere. Here also, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, whom none of the beings knows, whose body is all beings, who controls all beings from within, is the inner controller, your own self, and immortal. This is important. This particular self is immortal. So when we are leaving our body, when we are dying, actually we are changing our house. Here the people, they constantly change the houses. In our country, they will never do it. Now my great-grandfather, they built this house, so we cannot change it. Maybe it is whole coming down. No, we can. That tradition always we like to follow, but here, they always changes. They live for 5 years, 6 years, oh, it has become dirty. Who is going to color it? Change another. So they always car and the buildings all the time changing. So this same way, if we are changing our body, Bhagavad Gita, again you can remember, is telling what is death? Changing the garment. The old used garment I am throwing and taking another one. That's all. If you can understand it truly, there is no fear of death. And that is called spirituality. When you go over the fear of death, I am not going to die because this is the soul. So the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, and it continues, he is never seen, but he is the seer. He is never heard, but he is the hearer. There is no other thinker than he. There is no other knower than he. He is imperishable. So this is the description of the Atman. This is the description of the soul. And it is there. Each and every one can feel it. How to realize that? That is the goal of spiritual life. All the spiritual life that we try to understand, all the religion, all the philosophy is nothing but to understand this. Am I this body or something else? So this going on the basis of this Shruti text means the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Ramanuja established his body-soul theory. Body-soul theory, he says, Sharira, Shariri, that Tattva. The gist of the theory is Jiva and Jagat, individual soul and the created universe, are incapable of separate existence. They cannot survive without the support. Now, if you think, if there is no soul within me, the life within me, the prana within me, can I survive? So one Upanishad says, in a beautiful story form, all these our senses, Chakshu, Karna, Nashika, Jiva, they were having a good fight. The eye was telling, if I am not here in this building, this body, do you think you will be able to survive? You will fail here and there. You won't be able to see. I am the master of this house. Then the ear also says, if I don't hear, what you are going to do with this? Then the tongue said, my presence, if I am not eating, tasting, you won't survive. And like this, all they were going on doing, then suddenly they heard someone in a grave voice is telling, you are making lot of noises, let me go out of this building. And the prana. And when the prana was going out, all these senses could understand, oh my God, if he is not there, we are no one. Immediately they said, no, you are the supreme. So prana. And this prana is the consciousness. Upanishads, same thing they say, in a different stories and different way, the same thing. But, friends, if we look at us, we are so careful for everything, except about the real prana or the consciousness. We never care about it. We never care about that. We have to understand the prana, we have to understand the consciousness, we have to know the consciousness, and the training should be there from our childhood. The school curriculum should be there. Nobody bothers about. Rather, they are thinking about all external things. When you are going to purchase the land in the moon, who is going to purchase? Halfway you may die. So what will happen? So like this, people are constantly thinking about external things. We have to do this, we have to do that's good, nothing wrong. But what about the original thing without which you cannot survive at all? The one person, he was very hungry, and he went and told everyone, see, I am ready, everything is there. I have the fire, I have the vessel, I have the water, and everything is there, only I don't have the rice. So what to boil? So what he will eat if he is not having the rice? So that prana, the consciousness, the soul is the most important, and that is why Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna, Shankaracharya, all they are going on talking about this. Don't bother about other things, everything will be taken care. Try to know that you are the self. The great dictum, they say, I am Brahman, I have understood, I am not this body, not the mind, not all these things that I see. I am the consciousness. You are also so that. Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi. These are the great dictums. Now if you say Tattvamasi, oh, that is a very difficult philosophy. Can you tell me whether religion can help me to reduce my knee pain? Then I can follow. Now, the religion, that should have to do this type of thing. And if someone says that you will be cured with this and that, all people are running to that. How long you can cure? Maybe that he is having that power. He touches you and then you are cured. How long? That is the question. Day will come. So this is the philosophy is very, very important because of this. First, he is telling, basis on this, Jiva means the conscious being, and the Jagat, this manifested thing, Jiva and Jagat, individual soul and created universe, are incapable of separate existence. This is very important. If that is not there, you can have nothing. Second, God is the controller of Jiva and the Jagat. He is mentioning Jiva and Jagat means conscious and unconscious being. Jiva and Jagat. God is the controller. This is speciality of Ramanuja. Third, God is the master, He is the owner, and He is the Jiva Jagat, subservient to Him, and it is His property. That is what Ramanuja said. It is His property. God, according to Ramanuja, is the absolute reality possessed of two internal parts, matter and the spirit. So that is the conception of God for the Ramanuja. The two things are there. One is God is having two things within. One is the integral parts and also the infinite spirit. God contains within Himself the material object and also the souls. So who is creating this world? God. How He is creating? Out of Himself. How He is creating? Because the material is there and the consciousness is also there. So these are the things they are having. So Ramanuja is giving the answer. Who is the creator? God. How He created? Out of His own. And what is the relation? Like the Father and the Son. So this is the Ramanuja's philosophy. So the God is there in the Son, and God is there in his own way, so they are united. So Advaita, but Vishishta, special. You cannot call son as father. That you cannot. But at the same time, that created being is also manifestation of the God. This is the speciality, Vishishta. So it is Vishishta Advaita. They are united, they are one. At the same time, they are different. So this is Vishishta Advaita. He said, God contains within himself the material and the spirit. The absolute one contains the many. One containing many. So one means monism. In the philosophical terminology, monism. The one means monism, but at the same time it is special because it is containing many. Shankara differs with Ramanuja here. He says it is only one. Where from the many came, Shankara says it is all your dream. Nothing is there. You are only dreaming, that's all. So this is the two differences. Ramanuja is very angry with Shankara. And Madhva, he never was ready to listen to Shankara. But Ramanuja and Shankara differs over here. Ramanuja says all these things in God and God manifested. So God is becoming everything. And Shankara says no, it is not becoming. That completely different. This unity is not distinguishable, and the unity, that this unity is not distinctionless. What is the distinction? Again, they say the three different distinctions are there. There's so subtle way they go. The distinction. What is the distinction? The first they say heterogeneous distinction. That is bijatiya bheda. Bheda, distinction, is the bijatiya. What is the bijatiya? A cow and a horse are the same? No. But both are animals. Though both are animals, but the cow and the horse are different. So that's called bijatiya. The bijatiya, these differences, heterogeneous. Then homogeneous. Homogeneous is sajatiya. One cow and another cow. There are differences. So one cow is white, another cow is black, like that. Though they are cows, but at the same time they are having the differences. So they call it sajatiya bheda. There is a difference, Veda. How? Sajatiya, in the same clan, in the same precis. And so it is called homogeneous. And then come internal distinction. Swagata bheda. Swagata means internal, I am. But I have, there's a cow, it has a tail, it has a horn. You cannot say the horn and tail are the same. Because the Veda is there. His leg and the cow's belly are not the same, they are different. But same cow. As a human being also, the hands are there, legs are there, all different parts are there of the body. So the hand, you cannot say the hand is the human being, no. But though is a complete part of it. So that is why they are telling the differences. Is God different like this? Advaita Vedanta will say, never. It's all completely beyond these three. Homogeneous, heterogeneous and internal distinction. Nothing is there in the Brahman. No difference. One only. So it is very difficult to understand Advaita Vedanta propounded by Shankara. But here Ramanuja says, the Brahman or God is free from heterogeneous and homogeneous distinction because there is nothing beside God. Heterogeneous means the horse and the cow But there is no two, it is only God, it is only one. So that distinction is not there. And homogeneous also, two different type of cows, that is also not there. It is only one. But God is having the internal distinctions. This is Ramanuja's point. How is possessed of internal distinctions, Swagata Veda, as there are within him different consciousness and unconscious being. So this point, if we can understand, do we understand Ramanuja's philosophy? The three differences are there: Sajatiya, Bijatiya and Swagata. The God is one, so Bijatiya no question, Sajatiya no question, only we are having this much, the consciousness and unconscious substances are there in God. Just now we were telling the three tattvas are there, and within the God is the conscious and unconscious. All things come. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, in one of his advices, he is telling how the creation comes. The grandmother, he picks up everything. After the harvest is over, grandmother will be picking up all the different type of seeds, and he will small the packet she will prepare and keep. And when the time will come for creation, again the good rain has come, the land is tilted, again those seeds will be planted and the plants will come, different type of plants. God is also keeping the consciousness and unconsciousness together within himself. So you cannot say that Swagata Veda is not there. Within him there is consciousness, within him there is unconsciousness being. Naturally, God is having Shagata Veda. And it says God is possessed of infinitely good qualities, such as omnipotence, omniscience, benevolence. All these good qualities are there in the God. So the Vedanta say he is beyond the qualities, there is nothing. But it is difficult for the ordinary people to understand, so they prefer to understand God through Ramanuja. Ramanuja says God is having all these qualities. Majority of the world religions are following this philosophy, knowingly or unknowingly. Because it's so easy to understand. God is having the good qualities. All good qualities are in God. Ramanuja's God is not nirguna, without qualities, but swaguna, with qualities. Shankara's God, nirguna. Nirguna, nirakara, it has no qualities, no akara, no form. So Shankara's followers are very few. Who will understand it? There is no quality, there is no form, then how can I going to meditate? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Meditate on that. That is difficult. That's why this is Ramanuja says the God is not nirguna, not without attributes, not without qualities, but with qualities. God really creates. Shankara telling, no creation at all. It is all your imagination. Like the mirage that you see. When you see the mirage, those who have seen, even in this, when you are driving, particularly summertime, in the daytime, you will see on the distance, there is some water on the road. And you will think, oh good, that I am going on the water and the wheels of my car will be washed. There is no water. The more you are driving, the more water is going back. Mirage. But you see water, see the ripples, see the reflection. From now onwards, if you are careful, you will see the mirage gives everything. The reflections of the trees or the houses or the ripples and the complete water as if they, and those there in the desert, many of the times they see mirage. There they see the tents, there they see the people, there they see the camels. Each and everything is present over there. But when you go with great hope, oh, I am saved, you see only before you, many people came over there with great hope, and their bones are, all these dead bodies and bones will tell you the tale. This is mirage. Shankara taking that, is all this world is nothing. And for the joy you are running, wherever you go, thinking that I will get the joy, again something else, again something else. And then ultimately you are exhausted. So like this day, Ramanuja says, no, God really creates. And this creation is permanent. It sustains and withdraws the world. God is creating, helping to sustain and withdrawing. So Vishnu is the creator, Brahma is the creator actually, and the Vishnu is the sustaining, and Shiva. So this three conception of the great God of the Hindu pantheons, it has come from this conception. Somebody is creating, somebody is helping it to sustain, and someone, because different department, all the three departments in one person, it will be difficult. So the different department heads are there. And these three, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar, here the Ramanuja say God really creates and then support, help, and take it inside again. And even when the world is withdrawn, all objects are destroyed. Objects are destroyed. That there is no tree, there is no hills, there is no human being, there is no animals. Objects are destroyed. But matter in an undifferentiated, homogeneous state, also the souls goes into God. Now, there are so many things were there. Earthen pot and glass and tumbler, these and that. That's all broken. What remains? Earth. So like that it goes to God originally. In India, particularly in Calcutta and Maharashtra, they are very fond of worshipping Ganesha, and nowadays much bigger images. So they are all carrying, and they'll be worshipping only for 1 or 2 days. Then they throw in the water. Because they do not understand, many of the people, but the philosophy is, this image is not God. I am taking the image as a help to concentrate my mind on God, which is consciousness. So we throw it. Many of the people, they come and wonder how wonderfully they have created this and how foolish it is to throw it, where they are going to keep. So they throw it. They do not believe that they are worshipping that image. The Hindu never believes that I am worshipping image. Hindu believes that behind the image there is something consciousness. Here it also says the similar way, when you throw that in the water, there is another type of people are there. The clay that they use is a special type of clay. Not all clays you can build the image, and that clay is costly. So the people, those who have already created that, their people will be there, or some other people. It's a business. So they will be waiting the moment their worshippers have thrown that image on the Ganga or in the water, they will all jump, collect all the earth and bring it, sell it to the people who are constructing. And that frame also, some other people, they will take the frame and they will sell it. And the good business is there. One, if he goes and touches the first one, other won't fight. Other will wait for some other. Because so many images are coming, they will collect. What they are collecting? The earth, the mud, and also the frame. When they are selling it to the people who are making the images, it is easy for them because already ready. So similarly, God is withdrawing all these and keeping the earth and that frame within. Next time, next year, again the Durga Puja, Ganesh Chaturthi, all that will come, the same thing. And we will go and we will prostrate and say, oh my God, so beautiful. Previously the Ganesha, that the task was little smaller, now this time it is bigger. So all these things we will be discussing. But that was already there. So this way, if we can think that God is taking back the whole thing, not as it is, but the essence that Ramanuja says, the matter and soul are eternal. Shankara is not telling, it is Ramanuja. Matter and the souls, each and individual soul, are eternal. Why? Because it goes back. The soul is possessing a body. That body they will discard. They only take the soul and they keep over there. Similarly, objects made by the modification of matter undergo changes. Now the earth, they made an elephant. Then they break. Again they use that earth and they make a tiger. And the child will come and see, oh, it is an elephant, it is a tiger. My elephant has gone, but the tiger has come. But actually the same earth, the same clay, same matter. So similarly, God is also changing. The matter undergo changes. But the growth and decay, but matter out of which they are created always remain there. So it is eternal. This is the argument of the Ramanuja. Similarly, the spirit always remain, though their bodies may change and perish. The beautiful looking people, they think, I am beautiful. They don't know. Maybe the ugly one who is coming there and trying to take the photograph. And if they say that, can I take a selfie with you? The beautiful one will say, no, 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 no. You are ugly. You cannot be. Next time, maybe the same soul will go to the ugly. We do not know. The beautiful soul will go to the ugly soul, and the ugly may come over here. We do not know. So that may always change. We do not know. Similarly, the spirits always remain, though their bodies may change and perish. After the death, the Hindus, they always do the Shraddha Karma. And in the Shraddha Karma, the final rites, they say, they always pray to Vishnu. Vishnu, this is my soul. Please keep it. I am keeping it with you. I am giving you all this food and all these things. Be happy with me. And next time when I am going to take the form, give that soul to me. So that way he will be praying. So I am happy with this. So this is the way they are praying to God. But you may not. Why? Then comes another theory, karma phala. You do not know whether you will become another human being or not. So if you have done bad karma, then you have to go back down to those levels. So this is, Ramanuja says, in the state of dissolution, when objects are destroyed, bodies of the souls are perished, and Brahman remains with pure matter and body souls in an unmanifested form, it is called abhyakta, not manifested. Vyakta, manifested, abhyakta. This is the causal body of Brahman or Karana Sharira. What is the reason? Karan. The Karana Sharira means all those things have gone into it and just waiting. And when it will be again manifested, that depends on Vishnu. So that's why it says, why this creation? Sri Ramakrishna said, it is his Leela. One person was asking, why this creation? If there is no creation, there is no problem. And now we have understood after coming to you, if we are not doing good work, not thinking properly, then it will be a problem for us. But suppose there was no creation at all these problems would have been solved. Why God has created? Sri Ramakrishna's answer was, if you can remember in the Gospel, it is his divine play. Who is going to ask Vishnu, hey, why you have created? Can you? So this is why God's creation, Ramanuja also says the same thing. He says, All those material is there. When it will be created, nobody knows. And similarly, sometimes the mothers, they bring all the materials and to prepare the sweets. Children are constantly asking, mother, when you are going to prepare the sweets? They like sweets. The mother will say, when I know when I will prepare, I will do it. When it is done, then you can come and take. So this depends on the mother's will. And suppose she decides, no, I am not going to create. There will be no creation. So similarly, God, the Vishnu, is having all the ingredients, all the matter for creation. And suppose, this is the Karana Sharira. Again, in the next creation, the God becomes manifested as the world of objects and embodied soul. Next creation again, this is happening. This state is known as effect states or Karya Brahman or Karya Brahman and Karana Brahman. One is the cause, another is the effect. That's Karya Brahman, but it is the same. Why then in the Upanishad Brahman is described as Abhyakta, unmanifested, Achintya, unthinkable? The question comes. Ramanuja says, because in the words, in this way, like manifestation, unmanifestation state of Karana Brahman, when it is unmanifested state, that particular state is known as, in the Upanishad, Abhyakta. I am also telling, the Brahman is Abhyakta, unmanifested. Why? Because like this. So in the Upanishad also say like this. Ramanuja's concept of God is a kind of theism. It means believe in God who is both immanent and transcendent. Now we are concluding. The Ramanuja's conception of God, who is the creator? So our question was, who is the creator? What is this creation? What is the relation between creator and the creation, right? These three questions, we are getting the answer. The whom you call Brahman is actually God. And God is having the quality. God is having all power. God is having all consciousness and matter, unconscious matter within. And He creates whenever He likes to. He sustains as long as He wants. And He takes within. So Ramanuja's God is a immanent and transcendent. He is sometimes manifested, sometimes unmanifested. And also he is a person. He is having some qualities. So that person is Vishnu. And if the name has been given Vishnu, what is the meaning of the word Vishnu? All the Vaishnava religion has come on the Vishnu, basis of Vishnu. What is the meaning of the word Vishnu? Vistareti Vishnaha. He is all pervading. Again, he is in a form. These two things are at the same time. He is all pervading everywhere, and when it is everywhere, how the form will come? Well, he can do it. So the form, again, transcendent everywhere. So it is Vishnu, the self-conscious being possessed of will. This Vishnu is having the not only consciousness but the will, Ichha. Ekaham bahushyama vihi. How the whole world was created? Then the rishis in the Vedas say, I am alone. I like to be many. Who said? Consciousness. Which is that consciousness? Brahman. Why he suddenly decided to become many? It is his will. Here, instead of Brahman, is a Vishnu. If God is everything, then what is the soul? Ramanuja answer is little complicated. Mostly is difficult to prove philosophically, analytically, but he says man, an individual soul, is pervades and controlled by God. This line we have to understand. A human being is pervaded and controlled by God. And in the sense, it is not different from God. What is the soul? That is the question. What is the being, the created being? God we can understand. What is the created being? Then it says, it is all pervades and controlled by God, and naturally it is not separate from God in that sense. He is controlling, He is pervading, there is no separation. Just as the existence of a part is inseparable from the whole, similarly the existence of man is inseparable from God. Now God is the whole and the creation is the part. So this is the answer. Identity can be asserted between the two forms of the same substance. That if I say Ram, that is Ram. I identify between a person I saw before and the person I am seeing now. Oh, that is the same Ram I am telling. So I saw this Ram, I was knowing him before, now I am again identifying. So the same person before and after identified. Similarly it says, thou art that, tat tvam asi. Thou means the God. In the form of man, embodied soul. So that way only you are thinking. So Ramanuja says, achit, vishishta, jiva, sharirakam. That is his own terminology. The identity asserted here between God with certain qualification and God with certain other qualification, identity of the same substance. Same God, this is a little complicated sentence, same God is God himself. Same God is the human being. Same substance, but in two different identity. We can think in this way, your son is a son to you. The same person, same son is a big boss in the office. And when you go and tell that the doorkeeper, can you please call Vishnu? Who is Vishnu? My son. That is your son, but who is that Vishnu? Is there any Vishnu over here? I don't know, in my office. No, he is the big officer over here. Oh, you are talking about Mr. B. Here is a Vishnu for you and Mr. B for them. So they cannot think of the Vishnu, that B is Vishnu and he can be a son of somebody. And the father and the mother is coming from the village and they don't bother about all this sophistication. Hey, call Vishnu and we are hungry, we have to go. People are thinking, my God, such a big man. And they won't believe it. Similarly, your son and the boss are the same person. Similarly, God and the human being are same person. The same substance in two different conditions. Same substance in two different conditions, that is exactly what? Vishishta Oikem. Oike to what? What is that Oike, the unity? That is the human being. And sometimes he is a big boss, sometimes he is an ordinary, the son of a father or the mother. But the substance is the same, but in two different positions. And that is called Vishishta Aikyam. Now, what will happen to the individual soul? Ramanuja says, liberation is the goal. Mukti is the goal. How it is possible? Now he is telling, God is the object of worship and the goal of our religious aspiration. All this being, the goal is to realize God. Second, it is by pleasing God through prayer that we can obtain salvation through His mercy. This is the conclusion of the Ramanuja philosophy. God is the goal. God is the substance. And if I want to be not the part but the whole, I like to go and merge in God, then what I should do? I should pray to God. That's why a lot of prayer that was advised. Constantly go on praying. Prayer. our Lord Jesus, he said, knock the door, it will be open unto you. You need not to bother about what is there inside. It is all taken care. These are good things are there. You only go and knocking the door. And Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, pray, 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 pray incessantly. God will listen to your prayer. And he is telling, he can hear even the sound of a small bell tied in a leg of an ant. The ant's leg you can imagine, and there if you are tying a bell, how tiny it will be. Even if that is making sound, God can hear. Some people don't understand, so they put the microphone and they will be blaring so loudly, thinking that the God cannot listen. Okay, whether God listens or not, other people, they are disturbed. So the God can listen because he is within. Whatever you are talking, you are telling. So I am telling beautiful words, good words, very soothing words, encouraging words, but within my mind I am thinking something else. You cannot deceive God by that. Why? He is sitting inside. Hey, this man is telling like this. So that's why Sri Ramakrishna said, Mon mukh ak karo. Mon means the mind. And mukh by which you are telling, it must be the same. And in the beginning of the Ramanuja, this philosophy, he was also telling the same thing. The human being can realize God by how? By making the mind and the lip same. Truthfulness, satya. And this is the constant practice, is called sadhana. What is the sadhana? Not only giving up the food or giving up the clothing or walking barefoot, that is just little, nothing. The sadhana is constantly being alert. Whatever I am telling, I am practicing it or not. That must be. So one doctor, he used to eat sweets. He used to love sweets. And many sweets cans are there ready in his chamber. Then one person came and he found that his man is having the diabetes. So he told, you better come in the next week, I will give you the prescription. They went back, and after 1 week they came, poor people, they walked, and the doctor told, don't eat sweets. Then his wife told, sad, you could tell this on that day, same day. Why telling now? I could save some time. But on that day, this whole room was filled with different type of sweets. If I had told this man, don't eat sweet, he would not have believed me. But I am eating sweets. So that's why I have removed the sweets, and then I am telling you. So same way, our mind and the tongue should be same. But what I am thinking, I should say. But majority of the people, they think there is no God at all, and I can deceive the God. Wrong. You cannot see God outside because he is within. He is sitting over there inside. Whatever you are doing, I am recording. Go on doing, no problem, but the result will come. And that is why Ramanuja is telling, you cannot deceive God, but go on praying, praying, praying. I am sorry if I have done something mistake. Please, you are the Father, you are the Creator. Help me, help me, help me. His grace will come. So effort and the grace. Remember the last sloka of the Bhagavad Gita, 700th sloka of the Bhagavad Gita. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanuddhara, Tatra Sri Vijaya Bhuti Dhruvaniti Matir Mama. Sanjaya is a great soul, is a very famous person in the Mahabharata. He is telling, two things are necessary. Only your effort won't do. God's grace is also necessary. If God's grace is there and your effort also joining, success. And that's why, suppose you have tried a lot to do something and you didn't get the success, don't be disheartened. Oh, God was not willing. Okay, I tried my best. Next time again, next time again. And when the success comes, God will. So naturally everything has happened. That way you become humble. The more you become humble, the more your ego moves out. What reveals? The one who is sitting inside and observing everything, controlling everything, that God will reveal. And that is what Ramanuja says. Thank you very much. Let us say 3 times Shanti. Om Shanti. 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 Hari Om. 2 days before, one young man came, very young, and he was telling Swamiji, I have a problem. What is that problem? Now I am trying to become good, but I have done something wrong previously. Now I understood, I am trying to rectify, but what will happen when God meets me? And I do not know whether God will meet you or not, but if really God comes to you, there is no problem. Why? Because you are repenting. This is a really great thing. Whatever we have done, forget about it. Don't remember those things. Only repent. God, I have done something wrong. Now I have understood. I won't do it again. That's all. And the religion is really very easy. Really very easy. He's a Christian. And he was telling, suppose I go to a church, you people don't have the confession room. And now we have a big confession room here. You can come and sit and tell God. You have a big confession room. See, nobody is there. You go on talking about God. Now we go to the church. Suppose I go to a church and say to the Father, I don't know. Suppose you have come, you are telling me, it's a confession. But do you think I have the power to redeem you from all the sins that you have committed? No. I doubt anyone in the Father also will be, they will be all the same. Only God can redeem. So go to God and pray directly. Why in between? Don't tell it. Go to God. Only if you can go and pray with the tears rolling down, know it for sure, you are pardoned. But only don't repeat it again. So it is good. If I do wrong, come and cry, and then it is ready. Again I can go and do. No, it's not like that. He was telling, I will come again. When there will be no one, I will come and pray. Sure. So that is the way always the God says, never ever become dejected. Never. Because we are blessed. Within us are the God. Anything that has happened in the past, past. So the only prayer can always save us. Thank you very much, friends. You must be remembering that the last week of this month, so that is 29th, that is Sunday morning, there will be a very big program. That's called Fall Banquet. Once in a year we do. And that will be in Meadows Club. All these donation slips are there. So if you have not already collected or reserved your seat, you can do. And you can invite some of your friends and relatives by hiring one table. So the volunteer in charge of that, the Rajji, is here. After this class, if you like, you can talk to her and collect the donation slips. Thank you very much. Jai Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna.